2018 SPAR Grand Prix moved away from its home of recent years in Greenpoint back to Belleville, where it was staged for several years. Although the route was more challenging than the flat area around the soccer stadium, this did nothing to dampen the enthusiasm of Cape Town's ladies, and a full house of 21,000 competitors arrived for the 3 races on the card. As usual, the professional clubs played their part by importing a host of top stars, all hoping to score the maximum Grand Prix points in the first of the 6-race series. Candice Hall and her Carbineers teammates were ready for the action. Candice is an important player in Cape Town running as competitor, coach and administrator.
I've got a few really top athletes that I coach on and off, just more in an advisory role at the moment because of time constraints. And then I've got a few really special juniors like Razan. It's a work in progress. There's lots of social problems that lose the young girls that are really talented in school and then they don't make it to seniors. But there's definitely a trend towards helping the girls get through and giving them support as they get older. We need more coaches and more support in specifically the townships to stop things like teenage pregnancies where you lose the girls for 5 years. But there definitely is more support than there was 5 years ago. I met Nikki after my 9th Oceans on my 30th birthday party at the after party at Forries, and she had not run at all. I think she ran her first 10K a couple of months later, and she's subsequently done 2 Oceans and 2 Comrades. Razan is just a superstar. She's studying law and fitting in the running as well. She's gone from a 47-minute 10K to a 42 since she started running with us, and she's definitely got the drive to go further.
Candice is a remarkable individual. She's incredibly passionate about what she does and she gives back and incredibly unselfish. She's somebody that really cares about the sport. She gives everybody equal time.
When I started running at the age of 13, 14 years old, there was a few athletes that I looked up to and aspired to become, and Candice was one of those athletes, and it's absolutely incredible how 2 years ago when I joined Carbineers, Candice Hall was my coach. It is like a dream come true. My father's actually a long-distance runner. He encouraged me one day to partake in a fun run event. He does the 10-kilometer road races. When I did into school, so it was when I realized that I have a passion for athletics and some sort of potential for the sport, and that's where it started.
Running changed my life in a number of ways, and it's made me tougher in the work that I do. I'm a lot calmer. I have a lot more idea in terms of putting strategies together to cope with issues in life. That's what running teaches you. You've got to start and you've got to end, and whatever it takes, you want to get over that line.
The SPAR Women's Race is actually my favorite road race. In 2014, I placed on the podium, and it was an absolutely amazing feeling for me. It was one of the first races where I got on podium, and the crowd, the whole race was absolutely perfect. And then I came back last year to do the race again, where I came 4th in my category, and it just inspires me to come back every year and try and do better. It's got such a brand and so many people know about it. It means that so many people that aren't regular runners are getting involved to go and do a 5 or a 10K. And that's where it starts. And then you suddenly see them at the 15Ks and the 30Ks, and then they're runners.
At 7 a.m. on a clear morning, the field and the 10-kilometre run set off. Conditions were perfect for running, with temperatures around the 20-degree mark and no wind at all. The route went towards the N1 highway, and even on the gentle downhill, the pace amongst the leaders was relatively slow, with no one keen to take an early lead. Eventually, the tall figure of Maria Shai, in the black, gold and red colours of the Boxer Club, found herself in front. The SPAR Grand Prix takes place over 6 races in 6 cities over the whole year. Elite runners accumulate points for their positions over the series, so the key word is consistency. Good start today would set up these runners handily as they move into the series. Last year, KPMG took the club competition, and once again their trademark blue colours were prominent today. But Nedbank in their green strip were also well placed in the lead group at this early stage. Christine Kalmer has been a regular scorer for KPMG over the last few years and once again found herself well placed. Her sister, Renee, a multiple winner here in Cape Town, was further back in the pack. Moving back uphill towards the stadium, some of the favourites began to show. 2017 SPAR Grand Prix winner Kesa Moletsani was tucked in there, as was Glenrose Zaba of Boxer, Zintle Ziniwe, Maria Shai and Yvette van Sail, remarkably now 27 weeks pregnant. Coming back under the N1, Zaba decided to push the pace, with Moletsani and Ziniwe flanking her. Yvette was right up there as well. Now the crowd in the next race, the 10-kilometre walk, moved towards the start. There were quite literally thousands and thousands of walkers out there. Not many people believed that Yvette van Sail would be competitive considering her advanced pregnancy. But the former SPAR Grand Prix winner once again proved everyone wrong as she stayed with the lead group going uphill back towards the stadium. Not so fortunate was Lebo Palula, who was struggling a bit, but there was a huge cheer as Renee Kalmer came past safely in the top 20. Candice Hall was running at just under 4 minutes per kilometre, ahead of veterans Janine Carey and Renelle Thomas of Boxer. The field spread out considerably by the halfway mark, and the small figure of the leading junior, Jana Leroux, was nearly missed by the crowd. As the leaders moved up to the other side of the road, more than 8,000 walkers waited for the start of their 10-kilometre journey. There were smiles and cheers aplenty as they left the start, ahead of them up to 2 hours of walking through Belleville. In many ways, this is the heart of the SPAR series. Women out there exercising for the sheer joy, fun, camaraderie and fitness of it all. By now, the roads around the Belleville Stadium were filled to capacity with a river of people in pale green T-shirts, some going at close to 3 minutes per kilometre, others walking along slowly, a true festival of fun and fitness. Some of them were keen to stop for a rest and a chat.
I get to spend time with my buddy here, and because I'm on this whole fitness buzz where I'm trying to just get to a point where I'm happy with where I am, and yeah, it's worth it.
And it's for a good cause.
Definitely.
For the support of the children and to support what we all as women stand for.
I like to take part in big races. I've been training for the cross-country competitions and hopefully I'll make the 2 Oceans Marathon, well, the half one.
To have fun with the ladies while exercising at the same time.
It's very nice, it's awesome to have such a lot of ladies around you.
Moletsani, Zaba and Rudo Mondoa were now in the lead, but the amazing Yvette van Sail was still with them. But how was she feeling out there at that speed, being 27 weeks pregnant?
I'm feeling heavy. I'm feeling overweight, definitely. But I think your body gets used to the weight, like everything else changing in your body, you get used to it. Some runs I really have to cut short and go cross-training rather than continue running. So I'm just taking every day as it comes, and I don't know how long I'm going to run in this pregnancy. With the first pregnancy I was really lucky, running until the end, so my doctor is guiding me and so far so good, everything's doing well with the little one, so yeah, it's just running until the doctor tells me to stop basically.
Second place Glenrose Zaba has become one of South Africa's most consistent short distance road runners over the past year.
I can manage to go very hard because I like the course that have hills, because I'm good in the cross country, and cross country is very difficult than road. So I told myself that since the course would be having hills, I can manage to become in the top 3.
Race leader Kesa Moletsani is back from the All Africa Cross Country Champs in Algeria.
It was a very interesting route. It was a nice experience, a very different one from what we know in South Africa. It's pure cross-country. All the Europeans and the Americans would tell you that is cross-country. It's not what we have back here at home. So it was a nice, muddy, type of course, but I really enjoyed it. I think it was a very nice experience to all of us, especially as a motivation to the juniors to prepare well for the World Championships next year.
At the highest point of the course at 8 kilometres, Kessel was holding a comfortable lead with Zaba and Van Zyl some way back. Cape Town's busiest highway, the N1 Great North Road all the way to Zimbabwe, was its usual busy self, but alongside it, more than 20,000 ladies walked, jogged and ran along, each person with her own particular goal for the day. These mass participation events literally have something for everyone. We spoke to a few more people.
It's fun. It's ladies getting together, making a difference in Cape Town, all over the world, and I just love it.
Is 'n baie goeie vibe en as almal saam staan en dit gereeld doen, dan sal Suid-Afrika bo wees.
We're over 60, so they like us to come to join the team so that the joints and everything must just go up and down. Avoiding stress, avoiding high blood, avoiding all the disease.
I normally do this every year, and it's just something that makes me feel good. Wow, it was so nice. Everybody talked to everybody, and the people's clothes were so fascinated. I was like looking at everybody, and it was so amazing. It was so amazing.
You cannot explain it. You have to come and experience it to be able to explain it.
Thank you, SPAR!
Cheers for the sponsor, and cheers too for this young star, Glenrose Zaba, arguably the find of the season last year, and now in second place today.
I always told myself that this year I should be the one that win the Grand Prix, because since I was young, I was keep watching SPAR ladies. Told myself that when I'm getting there, I will do my best and show the country how good I am. SPAR ladies developed me very much throughout the road, because I did not run the road when I was junior. I was just focusing on the track and cross country.
2017 was Kessel Mlatsani's year, and this was the perfect start to her title defence. The pride of Bloemfontein was literally sprinting to victory again.
The attack is easier, but the defense is very difficult. So me as a defending champ of the SPAR ladies is putting so much pressure on me at training and with our preparations as well, because everything has to work now around the SPAR ladies Grand Prix, instead of last year where we just concentrated more on the track, and the SPAR ladies was an some sort of an incentive race for us. But now it's the main focus at this stage, and we are just taking everything as it comes.
Yvette was a minute behind Kessel now, and her projected time of close to 35 minutes was quite remarkable, considering everything. At the end, the winner was never in doubt. Of all of her SPAR victories, this was Kessel's most emphatic.
Expecting to win is something else, but I think I was just working towards it. I was preparing for it for a couple of weeks now before I left for the Africa Championships in Algeria, but this was part of the preparation, so I think I came with a positive mind, at least this morning, despite the fact that I got a bit ill in the morning, but it was part of the plan. It was a slow start because nobody knows the route. So as I approached the halfway mark, then I thought to myself, this is the right moment to be in the race. And just after 6 Ks, then I thought maybe Glenrose would move forward, but unfortunately she didn't. So I saw an opportunity to leave because it was otherwise it was gonna get us a very slow time at the end of the race. So I needed to push it a bit forward. It's quite a bit slow, but it's good for a route that has a bit of uphills and downhills.
This was a great result for the young Glenrose and her club, Boxer. This is a star of the future for sure. Perhaps the greatest cheer came for Yvette van Zyl, baby on the way, but still that same determined, never-say-die athlete we know so well. Afterwards, Glen Rose was happy with her run.
I just told myself that I would start with the group because usually I'm always start behind, but today I managed to go with the group. But the first K was too slow for us, but I think when we reached at 5K we saw Yvette, so I told myself that let me go a little bit and see what will happen, but I was too relaxed. When we reached 7K, Kesa came and just took the pace. I just told myself I will just go with my own pace until I finish, because when I'm in Cape Town always I'm not performing very well, but this year I'm very happy to end up in the top 3.
I'm happy, I can't be disappointed. I thought maybe I'm just going to dip under 40. That's how I felt the last couple of days. But like I said, on the day itself, I just run as I feel. And today I really felt strong and I really enjoyed my run. I had a nice run today and I could enjoy it. Usually our first Ks is actually 3:15, and our first K this time around was just under 3:30, so it definitely counted to my advantage. The slow, the pace at the start definitely helps me, because I can't start that fast right now, so it takes me a while to warm up. So yeah, it definitely counts to my advantage. I don't know why they started that slow, because it wasn't as if you started on the uphill, but I'm happy how the race ended up, so I'm really happy today.
Kesa won the race by 29 seconds, with Ruda Mondoa and Zintle Ziniwe making the top 5 as well. The top 8 all broke 36 minutes. Bulelwa Samai of Nedbank Western Cape was the first over 40 runner home in 38:02, an excellent time on this course. Ronelle Thomas was third over 40 across the line, just seconds ahead of Judy Bird, the winner of the over 50s category. Candice Hall led her Carboneers team home in a shade under 40 minutes. Yana LaRue won the junior section. Samai and Bird the 40s and 50s respectively, while Evergreen Nancy Wool of Pinelands won the over 60 age category in 45 minutes 21 seconds. Going into the second race in Port Elizabeth, Kesa leads the SPAR Grand Prix with 20 points, 1 ahead of Zaba and 2 clear of Van Zyl. Nearly half an hour after Kesa crossed the finish line, the massive group in the 5-kilometre fun run and walk set off. This was definitely the social end of the race, with everyone just setting off for a pleasant stroll around Belleville. All of these competitors know that this event is more than just competing. The race charity is Operation Smile, an amazing organisation that transforms the lives of children with cleft palates.
With a cleft lip and palate, there's many different challenges that this person faces throughout their life. Some children don't even make it to their first birthday, because if you have a cleft palate, oftentimes food comes out the nose instead of going into the belly. And so we will often on missions find children that are severely malnourished and not fit enough for surgery. So we first work with them and their families with a nutrition program to ensure we get them healthy enough for the operation. Besides the feeding difficulties that children have, they also oftentimes will get lots of middle ear infection, and continual infection leads to scar tissue buildup, which also affects their hearing long term. So with that, there's a lot of different things that come in play just with the anatomy and the challenges with that. But then outside of the cosmetic, your speech itself is very affected because the air flows through to your nose as well. So with that, we do provide a lot of speech therapy follow-up for these patients after they've received surgery too. Awareness is a big focus for us, to just get the word out into the communities that it is something that is correctable. It's one of the most common birth deformities around the world, and it's so easily treatable. A cleft lip can be fixed in as little as 45 minutes. That's half a soccer match.
By giving someone a smile, I think you absolutely change their life. It's something that we take for granted. I personally cannot imagine my life without a smile. So we've heard beautiful testimonials and stories where lives have absolutely been changed. Not only their life, but their families and their friends are able to engage with them in a different way.
Operation SMILE relies heavily on our volunteer networks. We have close to 10,000 volunteers around the world, both medical and non-medical volunteers. And here in South Africa, when we provide surgery in the country, it's done purely with South African volunteers. Because our goal in any country that we work is to create self-sustainable programs where throughout the year patients are taken care of by local healthcare providers.
We believe in set care, and by that we mean safe, effective and timeous surgery. We also believe as Operation SMILE that love is making someone else's problem your problem. And we believe that access to surgical care is a basic human right.
We work with plastic surgeons, maxillofacial surgeons, anaesthetists, dentists, speech therapists, to name but a few, and they all give their time for us freely.
Our volunteers offer their time and expertise pro bono to us, so we're truly grateful for that. And they come from all over South Africa, and we've been very lucky in that often they approach us. They've heard about Operation SMILE through a friend, a colleague, a patient, and they approach us and they go through quite a rigorous credentialing process. But we are very fortunate to have an extensive database of volunteers. We've been very blessed through the relationship with SPAR. They are an exceptionally loyal and wonderful partner to have. We're very excited about the race this weekend. So we are truly grateful, and we want to say thank you to all the runners and all the participants, and thank you SPAR for what you've done for us in giving us exposure and also much needed funding.
For hours, runners and walkers streamed into the Bellville Stadium from all sides. An amazing sight. SPAR has been supporting women runners across South Africa for 27 years, and the series is going from strength to strength. More than 100,000 ladies will participate in the 6 races this year, and the elite runners will collect nearly R1 million in total prize money. Charities will benefit by close to R1 million in total as well. The SPAR Women's Challenge and the SPAR Grand Prix are towering brands within South African athletics, and deservedly so. And the star of both last year and today is the quiet champion from Bloemfontein, Kessa Molotsani. But it's early days in 2018, and we can't wait for the next SPAR Grand Prix race in Port Elizabeth on May the 5th. See you all there.